ta 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 tini ta tini ta he ta tini ta tini ta 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 kita ta kita ta tini ta tini tina ka tini ta tini ta kita ta kita ta tini ta tini tina ka tini ta ka tini ta ta tini tina ka tini ta ka tini ta tini tina ka ta tini tina ka tini ta ka tini ta tini tina ka terka ta tini ta tini ta kita ta tini ta ka tini ta terka ta tini ta kita ta tini ta ka tini ta terka ta tini ta kita ta tini tina terka ta tini ta kita ta tini tina terka ta tini ta kita ta tini ta
জয় প্রেম মধুময় মিলন তব জয় প্রেম মধুময় মিলন তব জয় অসহ বিচ্ছেদ বেদনা জয় অসহ বিচ্ছেদ বেদনা জয় প্রেম মধুময় মিলন তব জয় প্রেম মধুময় মিলন তব জয় অসহ বিচ্ছেদ বেদনা জয় প্রেম মধুময় মিলন তব জয় অসহ বিচ্ছেদ বেদনা জয় অমৃত তব জয় মৃত্যু তব জয় শোক তব জয় সান্ত্বনা জয় তব বিচিত্র আনন্দ জয় তব বিচিত্র আনন্দ জয় তব বিচিত্র আনন্দ জয় তব বিচিত্র আনন্দ
I note the obvious differences in the human family. Some of us are serious. Some thrive on comedy. The variety of our skin tones can confuse, bemuse, delight. Brown and pink and beige and purple, tan and blue and white. But we are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike. More alike than unalike. differences between each sort and type. I note the obvious differences between each sort and type. More alike than unalike. More unalike than alike. Alike and unalike and unalike and alike.
So I'm very proud and happy to invite Dr. Mattu to join us. He is the chairman of the Indo-American Arts Council. He is also the co-founder and owner of the Atlantic Dialysis Management Services, the largest private dialysis provider in New York. And he has served as national president and chairman for the Board of Trustees for the Association of Indians in America. He has been the chief patron and guiding light of the Center for India Studies at Stony Brook University. We at Erasing Borders are especially indebted to him for being an ardent supporter of Indian dance and for being a direct supporter of the artists. So now, Dr. Nirmal Mattu, over to you. Please take over.
Thank you, Uttara. We're delighted today to have Rajya Sabha member and Padma Vibhushan Dr. Sonal Mansingh with us. Dr. Mansingh was nominated by the President of India to the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of Indian Parliament, in 2018 in recognition of her lifelong dedication and service to Indian arts. She is the recipient of Padma Vibhushan in 2003 from Sri APG J. Abdul Kalam, and Padma Bhushan in 1992 from Sri R. Venkataraman, Prime Minister of India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi nominated her as Navratna for Swachh Bharat mission. Her unique contribution has been her lifelong work, using her knowledge to address the socio-cultural issues through the chosen medium of dance, and also as an art educator, cultural activist, and social motivator. as the founder president of Sri Kamakhya Kalapeeth, which is Center for Indian Classical Dance, established in 1977 in Delhi. She trained several thousand students for carrying the message of Indian culture globally. She teaches that art as a holistic concept, combining music, yoga, Sanskrit, and cultural traditions of India. And let's welcome Dr. Mansingh and our esteemed dancers, Kaustavi, Jyotsna, and Rohini. Welcome. Thank you.
First of all, thank you very much, Uttara, my old friend, and we connect after many years. Reconnect.
Thank you.
You've been doing great work, and congratulations for this concept. I like always the borders have to be crossed and one has to go beyond borders in everything, because that is the transformative principle in life. And I thank Dr. Mattu very much for his kind words. Very glad to see you on screen, sir. I've never had the pleasure of meeting you, but thank you very much. It's an honor to hear and see you on screen. I hope one day I'll meet you. Thank you, Janak, for your very kind advice. And now, yes, I saw the videos, and I must say they gave me great joy. I've seen dancers all across the world, not only Indian dancers, right from Rukmini Devi Arundel and Bala Saraswati, Shanta Rao, Mrinalini Sarabhai, Ram Gopal, Uday Shankar down the line, but also the contemporary dancers, beginning from, I think, Merce Cunningham and Alvin Ailey and that whole generation of dancers. I was very lucky to see also the classical ballet, Maya Plisitskaya, Galina Ulanova, Margot Fontaine and Nureyev's great partnership, which I saw for the first time in 1966 in Geneva. And I must say, I couldn't sleep. I was dreaming of them. And then when I met Margot Fontaine in person, she had come to attend the reception in my honor, given by the Indian High Commissioner in London, 1979. I couldn't stop looking at her, the aura that she carried. And so all I want to say is that I've seen so much of dancing across the world, in Germany, France, everywhere. But I think the UPS, or the UP simply, I don't like the selling point, but the UP, the unique point, the unique presentations, the uniqueness of Indian dance, the traditional dance. I don't like to call them classical because it's a very Greek word and is actually not applicable to our traditions. And Shastriya, that which adheres to Bharatanatyam Shastra, the compendium on the complete theater, that's acting, dance, music, and everything that goes with it. So the dance forms that I saw today, contemporary Bharatanatyam choreography and Odissi. I must first of all congratulate the scintillating performances. I would like to have a little conversation before I offer my very tiny critique, not criticism. I think that word critique is not understood by many. It is a kind of one's own estimation of what one has seen or heard or read. So is it possible to have a conversation with the dancers, please? Kaustavi and Vaidee? Vaidee. Oh, no, Jyotsna. Yes, is it possible?
Absolutely, ma'am.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now, why don't you start? Jyotsna, come on.
Sure. Yeah, I can share a little bit about, how I actually consider my work just Bharatanatyam itself. It is The vocabulary is traditional Bharatanatyam. But in this particular piece, I try to explore human identity. So how does the way we see ourselves change the way we see others? And that push and pull between us versus them, which, kind of leads to this, what I call here this inner storm that's always happening and always raging. And ultimately, I question in this piece, and I've used lighting, sort of as showing two doors, as saying that at every moment we have a choice. And, it's not that people are good or bad, because there's a lot of gray. It's just that at every point in our life, we have these choices. And can we choose the choice of love and peace, and rather than this letting our inner monsters out in a way. So it's really, the whole piece is really a question. It's not a literal story per se. And I hope that when people watch it, they maybe in a way find their own story within that, and find their own interpretation in a way. So try to keep room for the audience to find their own, find themselves in a little bit of themselves in this piece. So that was the idea behind Storm. And the poetry I've used is, I've used some poetry by, famous poet Maya Angelou. So just a few lines of her poetry, which I really connected with. So, it talks about the human family and, how when you break it down to the piece, to the elements, whether it's our hands or our feet or just our eyes, or, are we just more alike than different? Can we just see more of the alikeness? And that's something I've played with in the dance as well, with that opening with, just the eyes, just the hands, just the feet, it's just showing how in the elements, the stardust that we're all made of, there's so much commonality in that. So that was the kind of the thinking behind the piece. So
good. May I know who's your guru? Where did you learn?
Sure. I am Professor C.V. Chandrasekhar's student.
Okay.
And I've also trained under Srimati Braga Bessel on Abhinaya. And so it's my
Chandru. Okay. Yes. Yeah, that shows in your nritta, paramus and all that. Okay. I think this is a perennial dilemma in life. And it really cuts across borders. It's very sarthak, it's very appropriate for the concept that Uttara floated. And the mirror, holding mirror, there were a lot of things that you brought in. They came and went. And I must say the choreography is very fresh, very imaginative, very nice. The music also is something very, very different. Who played the violin, by the way?
Yeah, the music, talking about erasing borders, the entire thing was done on Zoom until the day we met in the studio for just one shoot. The music was done by a very young composer from Australia. His name is Mayuran. And he plays both Carnatic violin and contemporary, Western violin. And so he composed the music.
Yes, it was, you can please convey my congratulations to him. It was very, very good, very impressive. For choreography, of course, where there is more than one, even for one, the use of lighting and the camera positioning as it is in your work, the top angles, the side angles, all that helps. But to me, a small, very small critique, and please take it in the spirit that I offer, that too much of it sometimes for me takes away from the essence, the value of the work. So I understand the need, the requirements of today's presentations. The technology plays a very, very important role, especially when one has to do things online and not offline. Yes, I understand that. But a small piece, maybe of 2 or 3 minutes, without too much of, you can try that.
Definitely.
And just send it to me. I'd be very happy to see that and come back to you on that.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
congratulations, Jyotsna. Congratulations. Your dancers were also trained by you or by Chandru, by your guru?
No, they are freelance dancers. So I have a small dance company here called Samudra, and to create some of this type of work, it's I feel like it can be conveyed in even if we have one or few dancers. So I work with freelance dancers.
Very good, because they gel so well with you. Otherwise, it's, a group dance is always little dicey, little problematic. Yes. It can become if the energies don't gel, and if there is a one-upmanship which was not there, thank God. So there was evenly distributed personalities, energies, and one could see the coming together. So once again, congratulations, Jyotsna.
Thank you.
Keep dancing and keep producing, presenting, thinking, creating. And as I said, if you do even a small little piece for me, and then of course you can show it without too much of
yes.
Yes. Then let us see what happens.
You can change that. That's actually in the editing, because it was my first attempt at creating work for the film, for this,
No, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, Jyotsna. It's very wonderful. Very, very wonderful. It's just a thought that I had, which I've shared with you. Okay? God bless. God bless. God bless. And you are very beautiful. The dancers are very beautiful. And I think of my young days. So, okay, ma. Okay.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
And can I now have Kaustavi, please?
Pranam, Sonalji.
Pranam. Oh, that's you. Okay.
That's
my God,
me.
how different you look. Yes. So, no, then let me start with your guru is who? Who's your guru?
I'm Guru Poshali Mukherjee's student, and then after that, I have worked in Srijan under Guru Ratikant Mahapatra and Guru Sujata Mahapatra.
Why do you do this? Can you explain to me? We don't do that. The Kathak people do that out of some, I don't know what, but I don't think we in Odissi Bharatanatyam we ever do that. It is, if you want to, Kaustavi, just say namaskar when you take your guru's names. That's so beautiful. Okay, right. Oh, yo, Bhagwati, that's become a habit.
It's become a habit. I have to say that.
No, it's not a good habit. Okay, just be normal. Then tell me about this. The song, is it by Tagore?
Yes, it is by Tagore. Yes, it is by Tagore, and a little bit what you see is definitely 99.9% Dr. Dandavati and the rest me. A little bit of background, Sonalji. I work in academia in the US, and I am constantly trying to find ways of accessibility and making my work accessible and finding through lines in the mainstream and layering multiplicity of my origin. And I am a Bengali from Kolkata, and Tagore played a strong influence in my life. And I wondered about a song that also encapsulates this current moment of strangeness, and but at the same time a coming together of the world that I have never experienced before, a sort of blissful togetherness in a moment of pandemic. So that is more or less the overarching background. And here I'm trying to work on a grant where I'm trying to study and research choreography in Odissi, and also think about how the layering of multiplicity, multiple information can make the work accessible technically to an audience that is also not familiar with the form. So long story short, Vichitra Anando came about with music composed by Anirban Bhattacharya. He has been playing with Pandit Biju Maharaj for the past few years. And this was his debut composition in Odissi. So we were all very apprehensive about it as well. And I'll definitely ask Dr. Dandavati to add. It was my pleasure to work with her, where even the choreographic process I felt was very research-like. We were going through a lot of iterations, not just choreographically, but also verbally. But I do have to say that my presentation, I haven't used much technology at all. It's more or less a traditional, conventional sort of a solo presentation as such. Yeah, I'll end there.
Somehow I feel, I personally, sitting in Delhi, India, that too many phrases are flung about, even here now. When you say layering, yeah, okay, fine. And then accessibility, okay, because you are in USA. And there was a third phrase that is also very, very commonly used now. What was that? Research. I think these are, it's wonderful to describe one's work in ways that they can understand. What I saw was a very beautiful amalgam of what we call Sabhinaya Pallavi, simply put, okay? One doesn't need to go through all that, in India at least. The Odissi dancers would know that when I was learning from Guru Kelucharan Mahapatra, learned for about 7 years, 5 years actually, because 2 years I was abroad. But the Kalyan Pallavi and the Abhinaya to that, Dekhiba Para Asure, Prana Sangini, Sri Bansi Dhara Besaku. So this is a very, very traditional piece in the Odissi repertoire. There you have to explain it maybe in a different way. Now the nritya part of your Odissi is flawless. You have a beautiful figure, your aharya, your whole get-up is very, very attractive. And what I also liked was the evenness of tempo. You did not fall into the trap that even the Indian Odissi dancers are falling into. Go on increasing the laya, the tempo, because it doesn't do justice to the beautiful angabhangis of Odissi dance. And Odissi dance was never meant to run like Kathak. Where is she? I don't see her. Where's Kaustavi?
I'm here, Sonalji.
Because no, suddenly I saw someone. So that was also, I enjoyed that very much, the Vishranti, the laya. And Vichitra Anando is, yes, it's a beautiful thing. And I remember that first time I danced Tagore to Tagore's, Pankaj Malik had come from Kolkata to sing for me. And that was 1961 in Bombay. Majority of you or your parents were not even born then. But, and then I have danced to several Shure Shure Tale Tale. Yes, that and so many things. And as recently as about 7-8 years ago, why I tell you this is that you can also try that, as you are a lover of Gurudev Tagore's poetry, as we all are, that I culled different songs from his different works and created Ashtanayika. For example, for Virahot Kanthita Naika, the one who is in separation from the lover, but is also pining to meet him. Esho Shamalo Shundaro in Ragdesh. Anutabo Tapohora, Trusahara Shanga Shudha, Piroini Chai Ache Akashe. So there is the layering that you say, that is also about the rain-laden dark clouds and the grace and beauty-laden Krishna. So like that, I created that Ashtanayika, and people were absolutely stunned and stumped, because some Tagore scholars, quote unquote, tried to take me on and say, but you know, he never wrote Ashtanayika. I said, I never said he wrote Ashtanayika. I only said I picked up pearls and created a necklace. And that's all. So it was wonderful that I had one little, I mean, what I just wrote, that Jara Timiro Nibiro Nishito. And that is where you were showing birds, if I remember. Why? Nibiro Nishita is dark night. Nibiro, darkest of night. Isn't it? Timiro is dark.
Absolutely.
And Nishita is night.
Absolutely. So perhaps please add, Rohini Vidi, but I'll just say, I'll answer to it. We tried to work on this dichotomy of light and dark. So we were trying to first show the birds waking up in the morning, and then in the evening returning back to their sort of homes, back and sleeping.
Okay. But you know, you cannot explain all this on stage while dancing. Yeah, the birds come twice, and whether they're taking off, because they take off, but your hands have to come back to continue dance. So right. Think about it, how you can still work on it a little bit. But otherwise, I have to say that maintain the laya and angamangis. Yeah, I thought because you did not play with technology, which was good, very good. But I think the lighting could be a little brighter, because then you're dancing solo. And I have always maintained that the solo dancing is, again, I would say, the unique point in the world of dance all over the world. There's no other country, no other style of dancing that shows solo dance, a solo body, a solo dancer in all the glory possible. So again, I want to see Kaustavi, please.
Is here?
Hello. How does she, how now I see Uttara. Before that, I saw the lady. Where is Kaustavi?
I'm here, Sonalji.
Yeah, because you know the bigger picture goes and somebody else comes, and then Uttara came. Fine, you are there now. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
There. All right. So maybe you can shoot your next piece, solo piece, or this one again, if possible. I'm sure you have the music, right?
Yes.
With you know what, when you put cross lighting, okay, when you put cross lighting on stage, let me give you a little bit of my experience. That there are wings on the stage, because you had taken a proper auditorium, I think, a proper stage, right?
Correct. Yes.
And in the wings there should be lighting. Now, if the lights are high up on a tree, or on, you know, those steps or brackets, whatever you call them, then they fall all over. What is needed is the warmth here for a solo dancer and the profile lights. So I always insist when I go abroad in India, wherever, that you have to have the standing lights. I don't know what they're called in America. Maybe they have a different name. For footpaths, they have sidewalk. So they never have the same word. But the standing lights, they can be adjusted according to the individual dancer's height. And then also the color, that if one is pink filter, across the space, the same can be the amber filter. And then the pink filter after the amber, so that the warmth and the toning is so beautiful. Try that. I'm just sharing my experience.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you.
That really creates magic. Uttara, I hope you'd agree.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
That instead of just flat white light, the white is, of course, to be mixed very judiciously so that the face.
Lighting.
Yes, the face.
Exactly what you want, yeah.
That the face also receives light, and the backlighting, which highlights your shoulders and your hair and everything. And I think that kind of magic, you can work very well, work out in your wherever you're staying. Where are you in USA? Where do you stay?
I am in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, yes,
Charlotte.
I've been there. Yes. I've been there, North Carolina, South Carolina also, Virginia, everywhere. But okay, so this is to again congratulate you and keep up your form and keep up your riyaz, your sadhana, and my namaskars to your guru, Rohini ji. I knew her in-laws very well, Madhu Dandavate and Pramila Dandavate. And I've seen Rohini grow into dance. Wonderful, wonderful. So all the best, Ma. God bless you. And keep on. Never give up.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So I have the sad job of wrapping up the whole event. And I want to thank you all for joining us to enjoy these beautiful works. And tomorrow, we have Bindu Rajendran on Mohiniyattam joining us from Australia, and Vaishali Trivedi's group Kathak work joining us from Ahmedabad. And then we have Meera Srinarayan joining us in Bharatanatyam from Chennai. So we have an active day tomorrow, and everybody, thank you for your beautiful vibrations and talks, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
God bless everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you, Sonalji. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mattu, for coming.